Some time ago, a friend of mine said to me, "Do gods really exist, and do they have powers? Can I ask them to help me with something, and they will help me? That will be cool." I looked at my friend with sympathy, because he asked one of the most difficult questions, and yet one of the most interesting. And I said, "Do you really want me to tell you the truth?" And my friend said, "Tell me. I think I can take it." And I said, to understand gods and their powers, we have to go back in the evolution of the species to the very first organisms that ever existed. They are host dark energy organisms and virus light matter organisms from disintegrated neutrinos. And they do have powers. And my friend said, "Powers? Tell me about it." And I said, the powers of host dark energy organisms are that they are the fundamental creators of matter. They can generate extreme levels of cold. They have genetic complexity, emotional complexity, and they are also immortal. The powers of virus-like matter organisms are that they are the fundamental manipulators of matter. They can generate extreme levels of heat. They are extremely small and can infect host dark energy organisms to force them to copy the virus with the extreme levels of heat of stars. They can also generate a variety of diseases, including aging and death and ignorance at birth. They can also generate environmental disasters, abuse, and they're also immortal. My friend said, well, let me see if I understand this correctly. Host dark energy organisms are the fundamental creators of matter, and virus-like matter organisms are the fundamental manipulators of matter. So if I ask host dark energy organisms to give me the power of creation of matter, can she do that? Because then I can turn that matter that I create into things like money, houses, and so on. That would be handy. And I said, well, this is where things become complicated. Host dark energy organisms are fighting for survival. They have to create matter faster than virus-like matter organisms can infect it. Otherwise, they will end up like us, aging and dying. There's also the problem that when virus-like matter organisms infect host dark energy organisms, it generates a gaseous dark disk, and then virus-like matter organisms wait until host dark energy organisms grow into host protons, electrons, and then they turn on the extreme levels of heat, which generates a star. Now, these extreme levels of heat damages the genetic information of host protons, electrons, and they cannot longer create new matter. This is the reason why in planets atoms are recycled into different shapes and forms, because host protons, electrons cannot create new matter. And then there's also the problem of virus-like matter organisms and virus neutrinos. They don't want you to have powers. They want you to lose all your powers because they want to control you, to force you to behave like a virus would. My friend said, well, let me see if I understand this one correctly. You are saying that dark energy organisms cannot help me because they're fighting for survival, and also because the genetic information of my host protons, electrons has been damaged, and they can no longer create new matter. And also, virus-like matter organisms and virus neutrinos, they don't want me to have power. They want me to lose all my powers to control me. I say, yes, that is correct. Because what you have to understand is that hosts and viruses are complete opposites. They're opposites in powers, they're opposites in character, and they hate each other. They have been in a war since the beginning of time, and as we speak, that war carries on in planets. And my friend said, well, I found it very frustrating that I had the power of creation of matter, and I lost it because of virus-like matter organisms and virus neutrinos. I hate them. I said, well, I hate them too. But one thing is for sure. Host dark energy organisms and virus-like matter organisms are the gods, and they do have powers. My friend said, well, the truth about the gods and powers is very bitter, especially because there are two gods, and one is a good god and the other one a bad god. I suppose I will have to help myself. Until next time.